Good evening, basketball fans all over the world. Venezuela and Canada from Bahia Blanca on the final night of this AmeriCup 2017. The first game will put Venezuela against Canada. The second game has the Virgin Islands against Argentina. These games tonight, really important, Carlos. Everything at stakes here tonight.
That's exactly right. Even though Argentina has won both of the games that they have played so far, and they are the only unbeaten team in this group, they are not guaranteed a qualification because there could be a triple tie, a three-way tie in the first position if Venezuela wins this game and if Argentina is beaten by the Virgin Islands. On the other side of the spectrum, Canada has to win to try to create a triple tie, a three-way tie with the Virgin Islands and Venezuela. But Canada is in a very tough spot because they lost by 12 points to the Virgin Islands on the opening night. So they will have to win by 23 to try to gain the second spot in this section and try to qualify for the Final Four next weekend in Córdoba, Argentina.
On the other hand, these two teams have a rival in common. It's Argentina. Argentina beat Venezuela by 5, 67-62. Argentina beat Canada by 6, 92-86 in an overtime game. So basically the point difference was the same. Is it a very tight game between Canada and Venezuela?
I think it will be because the last time that these two teams met, it was 2 years ago in Mexico City for the qualifying spot. It was the semifinals of the Tournament of the Americas, the qualifying tournament for the Olympics. And the Venezuelan team won by only a point over Canada and gained that spot and also beat Argentina in the finals and won the championship. So these games are very evenly fought every time that they are on the court. We see Canada being introduced, Joel Anthony, the NBA player, and now Venezuela is going to be introduced. Venezuela in white, Canada in red. As you mentioned, it's a very important game for these two teams and to see who's going to qualify with Argentina, who's going to accompany Argentina to Córdoba this coming week.
We already have Mexico that qualified by winning their 3 games back in Medellin. We're already set to play Córdoba over the next weekend. The games are taking place in Uruguay. Right now, the game is taking place and the Dominican Republic is ahead of Panama 63-47. Yesterday, the U.S. handled Panama and by almost 40 points, so it probably looks like the U.S. and Uruguay, which games will be played also tonight, as who will be the lead team to go to Córdoba from that division.
Exactly right. Uruguay, usually you have the two top teams in the tournament. Most of the time you play them on the last day, but they are playing on the second day, and that group might be decided tonight. Néstor Garcia, as we have mentioned before, is from Bahia Blanca, Argentina. He's an Argentine coach that coaches Venezuela for the last 5 years. So we always gets a good hand. He's introduced here, and we're getting ready for the anthems, the national anthems of Canada and Venezuela.
Y a continuación, el himno nacional de Venezuela.
The national anthems for both countries is over. The players are going to the handshake and the little gift and exchange at the beginning of the game. Carlos, when you're faced with a game like this, in the case of Argentina or Venezuela, they need a win. A win by 1, 2 points is a win, and will probably put them to the final. In Canada, you need a big win, a win by lots of points. How does a coach face those challenging situations?
Well, you know, Canada, they know exactly how many points they need in order to be able to advance in case of a three-way tie. They need to win by 23 points, and they already know that because when the coach has the meeting with the players before the game, a couple of hours before the game, he will not only go over the scouting report, but also over how tough the situation that they are in is right now and what they need to do. So Canada has to go and look for points as we watch the referees. 2 Brazilian referees are going to be working tonight. Marcos Benito with Huber Fabiano and Jonathan Sterling from the USA is the third referee. And this is the roster for Canada. So going back to your question, they know that they have to force tempo, that they have to pressure Venezuela, that they need a game of a lot of possession so that they can accumulate those 23 points difference, while Venezuela knows that they need to play longer possession. That first of all, the best way to beat Canada is to play their own game, and Venezuela is usually their own game is to try to play great defense and longer possession. And second of all, if they get beat by Canada, they don't get beat by a lot. So that's another thing that can happen. Now, on the driving set is the Virgin Islands, because they already played against these two teams, and they have a plus 10. They lost to Venezuela last night by 2, and they beat Canada by 12 on the opening night. So they know that they have a positive point differential, or goal average, as they call it. So in case of a three-way tie, they have the open hand.
Absolutely, they look right now as a team that has the most possibilities. They're not in yet, but they look as a team with the best possibilities to go forward to the semifinals in Cordoba. So let's see what happens tonight. We're in for a great night of basketball. There we have key players for both teams. Gregory Vargas for Venezuela. Last night was a key player handing out the pass out to John Cox that decided the game. He's the playmaker for the Venezuela national team. And Xavier Grayson Mays for the Canadian team. He was out early here today, taking lots of shots from the three-point range, especially from the left side. They were working out with him for about an hour on his long shot.
Yeah, because his strength is driving to the basket with his strong hand. That's what he was able to show the other night against Argentina, but he needs to be more consistent. Both teams need to be more consistent from the three-point area. They're averaging 25% from the field, both of them. So we know that these teams haven't been shooting the ball too well, as we watch Roy Rana, the coach for Canada. So even though you mentioned Rattan Hayes, Coach Nestor Garcia, who we see right now on the picture, is very worried about Brady Hesley. And he said that he's going to put Gregory Vargas on him, that Gregory Vargas won't have to help on defense, that his only responsibility is to follow Hesley all over all the screens that he's going to get, because Canada is going to try to liberate Hesley with a lot of screens, back screens, horizontal screen, diagonal screen, pick and roll, and it's going to be an obstacle course for whoever is guarding Hesley, but he's going to give Vargas that responsibility.
It's the big responsibility. Hesley is probably the most consistent offensive player for Team Canada. He has experience. He's played at this level for some time now, and he can take the shot. He can drive. He can take a shot from 3 points. So Hesley is definitely could be a nightmare if he's in an on night.
Yeah, he had a great game the other night with 24 points. The first night against Virgin Islands, they defended him very well, and he only had 9 points, and I think that was instrumental in the victory that Virgin Islands was able to gather against Canada that opening night.
We're almost ready to start here. We see the players already in the court. Starting 5 for both teams. Joel Anthony from Team Canada, number 15 in the red. Canada plays with the red uniform. Venezuela in the white and burgundy uniform. Windy Graterol from Venezuela. There he is, number 15. Will be at the tip-off of the game. Both centers, number 15 actually, Anthony and Graterol, to start the game. We got a start, and it's Venezuela. Gregory Vargas from John Cox. Vargas hands off to Cox. Cox to Anthony Perez. Perez to Graterol in the left side. Down under to John Cox, working against Heslip. Cox just going to turn around, turns, but it's foul. No, he's called for the traveling.
Yeah, he was called for traveling when he was pivoting to try to get to the basket. And Heslip got an elbow
on his chest, yeah.
Yeah, on his chest.
His rib cage.
Right. He's not feeling that well right now.
Nathan Mays to Pierre. There we go, Vargas on Heslip. And Pierre goes to the right side. Heslip against Vargas, goes for the screen. Heslip to the left. And it's tied in with the two players. And Venezuela was successful there in the pressure.
Yeah, great defense.
And he's able to enforce the turnover from Team Canada. Vargas hands off to Graterol in the corner from Anthony Perez from 3 points. Misses. Had a long look. It's Pierre. Pierre to Nicholson from 3-point range. Nails the first 3.
Yeah, he can take that shot and he can make that shot, but he hasn't been shooting very well in this tournament. Only 33% from the field, even though he's a player that he can do some damage inside and outside.
He's been averaging also about 13 rebounds per game.
Yeah, 10 points per game and 13 points per game is nothing, you know, it's not that bad, but again, he could shoot a little bit better than he has been shooting so far.
Graterol goes inside, misses. Goes for the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's Venezuela. Venezuela will inbound. Gregory Vargas will be inbound. There is some, making some comments, coach from Team Canada.
Yeah, Coach Rana was talking to the referee, Marcos Benito.
Cox takes the jump from the key, it's good.
He's been the leading scorer for Venezuela so far, 19.5 points per game in the first 2 games of the tournament.
Ethan Hayes goes inside and it's foul. Trying to drive to the basket. There's Nestor Garcia. Che Garcia. There's the foul.
Yeah, that's the foul when he was changing direction.
Anthony brings it outside to Nicholson. Nicholson to Heslip. Heslip with Colmenares now. Heslip working out. Tries to go in, gives it out to Nicholson from 3-point range. Misses. Taken out by Pierre, who went up for the rebound and slapped the ball, and he went out of bounds.
Yeah, Venezuela doesn't have any problem switching. If there's a pick on Heslip and a big guy has to come out, Nestor Garcia was telling us earlier today that he will switch and try to pressure him and even double team him so that he doesn't get a good look at the basket.
Gregory Vargas. Vargas against Reza Mays. 2 Cox from 3-point range. Goes up and it's good.
He's been having a great tournament offensively, John Cox. Remember, he hit the 3-pointer yesterday that was instrumental, that beat eventually the Virgin Islands by 2 points. They were down by 1 when he took it.
The game winner, Heslip, takes his first shot. Air ball. Feeling the pressure so far. Venezuela, Gregory Vargas coming to the front court. Vargas to Graterol, has a space, takes a shot, misses from the 3-point range. It's Cox in the rebound to Reza May. May to Nicholson, the left side, working against Graterol. Takes a shot, misses the shot, and it's...
Yeah, he's settling. I think that he should attack Graterol a little bit more. He just turned and he saw that Graterol was away from him and he took the shot. But that's what Graterol wants. He wants him to take that mid-range shot instead of taking the ball to the basket.
Vargas to Nestor Colmenares. Colmenares starts to work against Anthony.
Good defense by Joel Anthony.
Yep, it stopped him. Oh, let's go. Graterol to Perez, throws the jump, misses. The rebound on a loose ball by Brady Heslip. Heslip goes to work, thinks it outside to Nicholson. So no shot, stop to Reza Mays, goes up from 3, nails the 3-point shot.
And that's the shot that he has been working on, as you said before the game. He came earlier than everybody else, and he was taking outside shots, and he made that one.
He was here basically by himself and one of the coaches.
Yeah,
just taking shots. Cox to Anthony Perez. Gregory Vargas against Reza May, goes over the screen. Vargas stops.
That's a holding call.
Yeah, was looking for Colmenares, but
Rathan Mays, he just held him. He didn't allow him to get position. He did it in front of the referee. That was an easy call for the ref.
Hanlon is in for Canada. Pierre goes out.
We see the replay on that play.
Gregorio Vargas to Cox to Gregorio Vargas. Vargas to Cox on the right hand side. Cox takes the jump. In and out. The ball is out of bounds, and it's Venezuela's possession.
Yeah, it stays on this side. Venezuela attacks hard the offensive board. Both of these teams do. So this is going to be a good battle on the board, because we have seen some of the strength that these teams have is attacking the board.
Cox to Gregorio Vargas. Gregorio Vargas against Grayson Hayes. 8 seconds to take a shot. Vargas all the way around to Anthony Perez from three-point range. Misses on the rebound in the hands of Nathan Hayes. Hayes goes all the way. Basket to basket. Banks it in the glass. The basket good, and he gets fouled, and apparently very hard foul. He's on the floor there.
He attacks the basket so hard, especially with his strong hand, with his right hand. We saw that last night against Argentina. He bumped into a camera.
He bumped, yeah. Apparently he was touching his knee.
Yeah. Now Canada starts substituting.
Glaze comes in for Team Canada. And Nathan Hayes goes to the free throw line. Try to get the extra point. And it's good. 9-5. Gregorio Vargas. To John Cox. Cox to Colmenares. To Gregorio Vargas. Hanlon defending Vargas. Back to Graterol. Graterol to Cox. Takes the jump. In and out. It's Nicholson to Nathan Hayes. Canada pushing the game, goes all the way. Great block by Graterol. Gregorio Vargas on the offensive side quickly. Out to Graterol. Graterol to Vargas. Vargas goes to his left. Vargas is going, slips on the floor. Loses the ball. It's Canada's ball.
That's a foul.
It's a foul call, yes. Somebody threw in a hand and committed a foul.
Yeah, they're calling the foul on 43, which is Nestor Colmenares.
4:40 to go, 9-5. There we have the slip on Vargas when he was going through the left side. His court tends to be a little bit slippery.
Last night it was very humid, and players were flipping left and right. So the kids with the mop have to be very busy tonight. They were last night also.
Hanlon misses the rebound for Vargas. Vargas on the offensive side. Graterol.
Flex offense by Venezuela.
Vargas, they opened the space.
Yeah, Rana was saying that he traveled, but I don't think he did. I think he kept his pivot foot and just faked with the other foot.
Nathan Hayes throws it back, and it's backcourt.
Yeah, that's a good decision by Nicholson, even though it's a turnover. But if he wouldn't get the ball, Gregory would have had a layup.
Nathan Hayes committed himself inside, and when he had no option, he just had to throw the ball out to see if somebody had it.
He didn't stop on a jump stop. If you stop on a jump stop, you will have all the time in the world to make a good pass. But he was stopping on a 2 steps, so he was going to be called for a traveling if he didn't get the rid of the ball just like he did.
Graterol, Gregorio Vargas tries to work over the screen of Graterol. Vargas back to Graterol. Graterol through the middle. Drives a little jump, and it's good.
Nice move by Graterol, who's a big that can do different things for this team. Defend, rebound, set some good screen. He can shoot from outside if it's wide open, and he can put the ball on the floor also and get to the basket.
We have a tied game. We're tied at 9 with 3:26 to go. Nicholson to Hanlon. Hanlon to Cadogan. Came in. Cadogan, number 5, almost loses. Goes to Glaze. Glaze in the penetration against the glass and misses, and there's a foul call.
Yeah, the foul is on Dureza. Gregory Vargas had position for the defensive rebound, and Dureza held his arm, his left arm, right in front of the referee.
The way this game's going so far, 9 points by each team, with almost 7 minutes played, tends to favor the strategy of Venezuela of keeping a slow pace and a low score.
Exactly. And all On the other hand, Coach Rana cannot be very happy because, as I said, there has to be a lot of points so that they can open a big spread. And so far, they haven't been able to do that.
Colmenares to Graterol. Graterol to Guillen. Guillen working against Cadogan. Guillen keeps going in. To the other side to Cox. Has his space. Takes the jump, but it's good.
Nice play by Guillen. He created that play for Cox. With the drive to the baseline and then the pass to the corner.
Cadogan all the way in. He gets blocked. Guillen on the front court from Venezuela. Guillen to Colmenares to Graterol.
Nice
inside. Great play from Graterol to John Cox, and they score.
Wow, what a backdoor play. They swing the ball around. Graterol drives like he's going to give the ball to Cox. Cox to the basket, and he gets the pass. Nice bounce pass by the big guy. I told you that he can do a lot of things for Venezuela.
That's one of those you call it. It's a textbook play.
Exactly
It came out exactly as it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir.
There is Nestor Garcia giving us some instructions to Guillen. Cox at the free throw line makes the free throw.
10 points already of the 14 points that Venezuela has.
14-9, 2:30 to go. Cadogan to Heslip. Heslip to Nicholson. Nicholson against Graterol. Glaze goes inside. Goes for the glass, misses. And it's Guillen on the outlet pass to Cox. Run the floor. Great play by Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela can run also if they need to. I mean, if they see an opportunity, they're going to take advantage of it.
Cadogan all the way inside against the board. It's good.
Nice move. That's an old-fashioned move, protecting the ball with his body. Putting the body between the defender and the ball, and then using the backboard.
Graterol. Graterol to Guillen.
Cadogan reminded me of a former player from Puerto Rico, Butch Lee.
Yes.
With that shot.
Tries the drive. Colmenares loses that ball. It's in Hanlon, and Hanlon goes to the penetration and outside to Nicholson from three. Air ball for Nicholson. He missed everything. Ball goes outside, and it's Venezuela's ball. That's a substitution from Canada. Coming in, number 10, Daishawn Pierre. Number 11, Grayson Mays. For Venezuela, it's also a substitution. Number 14, Miguel Ruiz. Coming in for Nestor Colmenares. Guillen, playmaker for Venezuela. To Graterol. Graterol helps him going to the front court. To Cesar Garcia. To Guillen. Guillen hands it off to Wendy Graterol. Graterol to Gregory Vargas. Vargas to Graterol. Way outside to Guillen. The time was almost running out. Nathan Hayes.
Wow.
Taken out of.
But Gregory Vargas was speeding behind Hayes, and he was able to take that ball away at the very last second when Hayes was ready to attack.
Carlos, I think that Canada is trying to push the ball, but they're a little bit disorganized in the way they're trying to push the ball.
Yes, that's one thing. And the other thing is that Venezuela is having a very good transition defense. They are protecting the basket first and then spreading out to the shooters the way it's supposed to be done.
Canada puts the ball in play to Joel Anthony. Anthony back to Raythan May. May to Brady Heslip. Followed by Cesar Garcia. Heslip takes a shot.
Foul. Yes, sir.
A push off to make space for himself, and is immediately called by the referee.
Good defense by Garcia there. Garcia is giving Gregory Vargas a short break. What I'm telling you about this is that Gregory Vargas is still on the court, but he doesn't have to follow Brady Heslip all over the court now because Garcia is guarding him for this couple of minutes.
Guillen to Gregory Vargas. Vargas to Miguel Ruiz, and he traveled.
Yeah, he moved his pivot too.
He lost the step with his pivot.
Again, players don't understand how important the jump stop is. Once you get your jump stop, you can pivot with either foot. So if something like that happens, you wouldn't be walking with the ball, traveling with the ball. As we see Hathan May making a short jumper and getting the lead down to 3. I think that Venezuela is going to take as much time as possible. There's like a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock for the end of this first quarter.
Anthony Perez, Guillen, followed by Hanlan. Guillén goes left, hands it off to Miguel Ruiz. Outside to Cesar Garcia from three-point range. He misses. The rebound is by Pierre. Pierre to Rayford May. May all the way. Hands it off to Joel Anthony. Goes for the shot and misses. And the first work that is over. 16 for Venezuela, 13 for Canada. In the first game of this session here at Bahía Blanca in AmeriCup 2017. We're ready to go into the second quarter. We will see Nestor Garcia being really putting emphasis on the way his team should continue playing.
Canada only shot 33% from the field in the first quarter. That has been something to work on for Canada. The first three games, the first quarter has been awful offensively for the Canadians.
And Canada has the possession for the start of the quarter. Grayson Mays tries to get into a drive. He can't. He picks it out to Brady Heslip. Heslip with no points so far. Goes through the middle, takes a little jump, and it's good.
Yeah, Gregory Vargas was there to help, trying to get the offensive foul, but Heslip was able to stop before getting to him and getting his first 2 points of the game.
It's Gregory Vargas to Nestor Colmenares. Colmenares to Anthony Perez. To Vargas. To Guillén. Venezuela working the clock, playing a real long possession game. 4 seconds of the shot clock. Seems takes a jump at the buzzer and misses. Heslip in the long rebound. Into the front court, followed by Vargas. He's been on him most of the time. To Grayson Mays.
Who wants to go right. He wants to drive hard to his right. And Guillén is not allowing that now. He's forcing his left.
Down under to Joel Anthony and puts it in.
And you see Canada needs points from the big guys. You know, they're not the most offensive players. Nicholson is the only one. But when they get the ball down low, they should be able to finish. The last play of the last quarter, Joel Anthony missed a chippy, an easy one. And Glaze has been missing shots, and Anthony has been missing shots. Now, Anthony was able to make that open layup.
Guillén hands it off the pass. Great pass and couldn't convert. Venezuela has the rebound. Perez goes in, gets a shot block. Great block by the defensive play for Canada. Grayson Hayes goes all the way and he's fouled.
He's very quick. He's not only strong with the ball, I'm talking about Nathan Mays. He's also quick with the ball. He goes hard to his right, but if he forces his left, he can accelerate also going to his left. As we see the block by Pierre and Anthony Perez's shot.
Has been seen here to make good decisions even at full speed. Grayson Hayes. Hayes against Guillén takes a jump for the 2-point, misses. The rebound is from Canada. Pierre Outside to Hesley from 3. Misses the rebound again for Canada. Goes all the way inside. Misses again. It's Colmenares on the rebound.
Yeah, they cannot finish close to the basket. That's,
3 times they had opportunity to make a shot. Venezuela inside. Gregory Vargas.
Very tough shot by Vargas. The defense by Canada was good. They were clogging the middle, and he bumped into a Canadian player, and he still got the rhythm to take the shot and score.
Was able to power his shot there. Hanlan to Hesley. Hesley goes inside, gets up to Anthony. Goes up, the basket's good and gets fouled.
He goes hard with his right hand, even though he's a lefty player. Finishing the play, and he can tie the game now with a free throw, even though that's not his forte.
There are changes for Venezuela. We see Graterol coming back in. And we see Nicholson coming in for Canada. Venezuela, Graterol back in, another of his big men to help. So lately, Canada has been going at the basket 2 and 3 times in the offensive board. Joel Anthony at the free throw line. Canada leads by 1, 19-18. The lefty for his first shot, and it's good, 20-18. Canada ahead by 2.
Oh, yes, that's exactly right. I was saying that he could tie the game with that free throw. No, his team was ahead, so let's see how it goes.
Graterol in the left side, hands off to Guillen. Guillen back to Graterol, has his pace, doesn't take a shot. Stick it to the plan of the long possession to Guillen. Guillen with space. Yep.
That's a foul before the shot.
Yep. It's your number 12, Brady Hesley, the foul. He's complaining about the call. Cesar Garcia, there's a foul.
Jermaine Anderson is going to come into the game for the first time tonight. So 11 players have seen action for Canada already. 8 players have seen action for Venezuela.
It's John Cox who put the ball in bounds. Makes an inbounds pass to Nestor Colmenares. Goes to get off his hand by Anthony. Back to Graterol. 6 in the shot clock. Graterol to Colmenares. Colmenares goes to work. Very difficult shot. The rebound is by Joel Anthony. Anthony to Grayson Mays. Mays all the way. Picks up speed. Takes it back to Nicholson. Has his space. Takes a 3. Good shot by Nicholson.
That's the second three-pointer of the game. As a matter of fact, those are the only points that he had. 2 3-pointers for 6. And now Canada opens up a 5-point lead.
Gregory Vargas.
Remember, they have to win by 23 to have any chance. Vargas missing a chippy right after he was able to drive to the basket.
He drove all the way inside and fell short in that layup. Ball gets thrown offside by Canada. It's a Venezuela possession. Vargas to Graterol to Cox. Cox goes outside, looking for space to work. Cox goes to his left, back to Graterol. 2 seconds to shot, takes a 3, misses. Venezuela has been taking the shots lately, Carlos, with 2 or 1 second missing. They're very, very late and first shot, yeah. Drives all the way inside, misses. But one thing is a long possession when you're putting yourself in a position to take a very difficult shot at the very last second.
Yeah, and they do that a lot. That's been their stance because they want to be patient, but sometimes they are too patient.
Vargas works inside, misses the jumper. It's Nicholson on the rebound to Anderson. Anderson followed by Gregory Vargas. Goes to his left, Anderson to the right now, keeps dribbling. To Grayson Mays. Grayson Mays, somebody thrown to the floor there.
Yes.
And they're calling a foul. I believe it's in Nicholson.
That was a silly foul by Nicholson. I mean, Vargas was being very aggressive and very physical with him. What he did was just push him to the ground in front of the referee.
There we have the replay.
So sometimes you want to be physical. You need to know how to be physical. You can't just commit silly fouls in front of the ref. You're going to be penalized.
And that was a clear one. There was no doubt.
Exactly.
Cox puts it in play to Nestor Colmenares, the big man from Venezuela. Bringing the ball to the front court. To Graterol. Graterol.
Stop his for a pass. Yeah. Now.
To Colmenares. Colmenares to Cox. Cox inside. It's slapped away by Jermaine Anderson. Pierre And a hand throw by Graterol takes the ball back to Venezuela. Vargas inside to Colmenares, goes all the way, misses. Colmenares goes back up for the people.
Yeah, he was able to keep in his own shot. The lead now down to 3.
23-20. That's a foul.
Another offensive foul. Again, Nicholson right in front of the referee.
And it's a second foul in a row for Nicholson, basically in the same position. There was a hand thrown by Graterol that was able to deflect the pass.
It was a very lucky play. Talking about being lucky, Colmenares misses his shot, but he's in great position to just put it back in.
He follows the shot and makes it in. It was a warning given to Coach Nestor Garcia by one of the referees right now. Just made the signal that next time is going to be a technical foul. Colmenares working against Anthony. Colmenares to Graterol. Graterol, ball in his hands, looking to work. To Colmenares, to Gregory Vargas. Goes around the screen. Vargas tries to go in, can't. Back to Graterol, takes a 3-point. Misses the rebound for Canada. It's Hanlon. Off to Anderson. Anderson to Hanlon. To Pierre. Pierre looks for the baseline, can't go in. Takes it back out to Anderson. Anderson looking for space to drive in. Anderson takes a very difficult shot and misses. The rebound is from Venezuela. Vargas pushing it up the floor. Vargas misses the layup with the left.
Yeah, he did everything right, but finished with the bucket. Both teams are playing great half-court defense, so they need to look for easy points in transition, both of them.
Hanlon goes to his left to Pierre from 3-point, misses the rebound. Is by Canada. Nobody put a body on any people from Canada.
I think Gregory Vargas is a little bit tired.
Anderson against Vargas. Anderson now against Cox. Anderson keeps going in. Anderson goes in. Hands it up to Pierre, takes a shot. And it's no basket. This is a call from referees. The 24-second shot clock had gone off already. There is a timeout with Canada leading 23-20.
Mira, boludo, campeón, rompe tragas, anda con él peleando y te desgasta. Te necesitamos por todo el cuarto, vamos. A ver, inteligente, hermano.
Va por él. Spacing. Primero. Motion, but play with spacing. Look. Now, they defend deny. You can, no receive, go. El otro reemplaza. Y el otro reemplaza. Y el otro reemplaza. Paso. Paso el balón.
Joel, you're out of the dunk. Let's go, let's go. My bad, my bad. My bad. 1, 2, 3. That's true. Look ahead, guys. Look ahead.
Well, Coach Nestor Garcia wants more movement on offense as we see how the shot clock expired before Pierre was able to take that shot. Because what happened is that on the half-court offense, they overplaying, they are denying. And he was telling the other Cox, hey, if you come out and they are denying, go back door, and then somebody replaces you. But as you were saying, Hector, you was telling me off air that they have been able to deny the ball to Gregory Vargas, and that took Venezuela out of their offense. Mostly, the offense has been run by the big guys on top, and with 2 or 3 seconds on the shot clock, they end up taking a real advantage. Now, Jesus Guillen is on the court to take care of the offense.
Guillen goes inside to Miguel Ruiz. Miguel Ruiz outside to Cox from 3 points. Misses the 3-point, goes after the rebound and gets it back. The ball is slapped out of hands. And you mentioned also to me that Gregory was seemed a little bit tired, so he's given a rest by Coach Garcia at this point. Venezuela to inbound, 3:05 to go. Second quarter, Guillen uses Graterol screen, takes a big three, and the game's tied with 2:56 to go at 23.
He's able to do that. Everybody that has seen Guillen play in the past knows that he is very capable shooter from outside.
On the penetration, hands off inside to Anthony against the glass, using his big reach inside the basket.
Using his right hand. He's a left-handed shooter, but around the basket, I think he feels more comfortable shooting with his right hand.
And off, and it's take off by Hanlon, and there's a foul call. And the foul is on Guillen. Number 19 for Venezuela. There is a pickoff, and there's the bump of Hanlon against Guillen.
Yeah, but Guillen went to look for Hanlon's body, and then when they collided, I should say, he got called for the foul because he was invading Hanlon's space.
There's an immediate exchange. Gregory Vargas is back into the game. Guillen goes out.
So the rest was very short for Gregory Vargas.
Rayson Hayes all the way inside against the glass. A good drive for Canada.
Showing that he can go left also if he needs to.
27-23. Vargas to Miguel Ruiz. To Wendy Graterol. Graterol against Joel Anthony. Back to Gregory Vargas. Vargas to Garcia. Vargas, 4 seconds. Yeah.
Another 4 shot.
And the shot is deflected by Canada. Hayes to Hanlon from 3 and misses this time. The ball is in front court by Venezuela. It's Gregory Vargas. Vargas turns around, goes to the glass. Great play by Gregory Vargas.
And contrary to a couple of plays before, he was able to finish now. Not only the move, but the finish.
He had failed in the left side. This time he went to his right, and he was able to convert.
After turnaround.
Yep. There is a change for Venezuela. Number 9 is coming in. It's Pedro Sodio for Venezuela. He'll put his body on Rayson Hayes. Hayes looks for penetration, goes all the way inside, and there's a foul call in the drive.
The foul is going to be called on Gregory Vargas. He's not too happy about it. Second personal foul. 4th being fouled by Venezuela. So from now on, Canada will be on the boundary.
Cesar Garcia is coming in to replace Gregory Vargas. Rayson Hayes drives hard when he goes inside to the basket.
Yes, and yesterday we were saying that he was driving to his right hand, and Argentina was allowing him to go right. Well, a couple of times tonight, Venezuela has forced him left, and he was able to drive left also.
Canada, Rayson Hayes makes some 3-point, takes a shot, hard shot, misses the rebound by Miguel Ruiz. Ruiz to Cox. Cox in the front court. Cox makes a very difficult pass.
Bad pass.
It was saved by Cesar Garcia.
They were very lucky that they didn't lose that ball.
Absolutely, Cox. Again, 5 seconds to go. Cox goes driving, takes a shot, very difficult shot. The ball's out of bounds, and it's taken out of bounds by Venezuela. Miguel Ruiz was the last one to touch it. There is a timeout called by Canada with 49 seconds to go. Canada leads 27-25.
Coming off, and turn, right on the mid nail. Right, so we're going chin, X, okay? Husker. So you're coming on this side, on X side. Got it? Chin, Husker. All right, great. Pick it up 55, we're going to double fist one trip down the floor.
¡Muevan el culo! Ahí está Windy. ¡Muevan el culo, Windy, los grandes! Pico la bola. Back. Otro más. Muevan, salgan a cortinar. Ahora, no hay canasto acá, No hay canasto, nos vamos así.
Well, while Coach Rana was diagramming the plays, that's going to set a couple of screens for someone to get the ball and get the shot on the right side. Coach Garcia was talking to his players that the big guys have to move up more and come up and set screens. He thinks that that's the reason why they have been taking shots at the end of the possession, because they haven't been able to create anything with screens earlier.
It's Very difficult shot. Again, forcing the shot. Ball goes out of bounds, and it goes out of bounds by Venezuela.
Yeah, they didn't do the job on rebounding, and Mr. Garcia is not happy about that. So Canada will have another chance with 11 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, and Garcia's remarks while the timeout were a little bit stronger than the way you put it. You mellowed it down a little bit.
You have to edit sometimes.
yes, absolutely. Direza, followed by Ruiz, takes the jump, puts it in by Pierre. Great pick off there, 29-25.
Being on the right place at the right time for Pierre. And now Canada tried to surprise with a 2-2-1 press. There's some issue with the shot with the clock.
Yep, the shot clock somehow went to strange numbers. It was showing something like 60 up there.
So the shot clock should be off right now because there are 12 seconds to go in the quarter, in the half. There's a timeout by Nestor Garcia trying to diagram a play for the last shot.
A ver, todos cantando.
Ahí tenemos karaoke. A ver, ¿cómo canta Bahía Blanca? Empieza a ver.
It's possession. It's a dead possession. So the ball's on the sideline. Okay, we're all out denying everything all over the floor. Okay, we're trying to get a fucking steal. If not, we're black the rest of the possession. Okay? We get a rebound, know what the clock is, 12 seconds, get up before it's pressed. Once it's in, all screens are black for this possession. Okay, got it? But we're dead right now, we're denying the shit out of the possession. Let's go.
A la bola y vas a atacar para que haga foul. Y tengo el timeout yo, voy a pedir el timeout y hacemos la última jugada.
12 segundos, 6 décimas.
12.6 seconds to go.
Nestor Garcia thinking that Canada can foul right away, so he says, drive hard to the basket so that they foul you, and I'll have the last time out, and I'll call for another play. But Coach Brana is not planning on fouling. He's planning on denying the ball at the wing and switching every pick and roll, every screen with 12 seconds to go in the game. So he says the ball goes to the sideline, everybody denies. If there's screen, we're in black, which is the switch.
Let's see what happens. Vargas to Colmenares.
He has to drive up.
Colmenares backing up. Colmenares going in, goes to the glass. Good basket by Nestor Colmenares.
And they didn't foul.
2 seconds to go. Mason Mays takes a difficult shot from outside. And the first half of this game is over. 29 for Canada, 27 for Venezuela.
Y vamos a presentar a continuación el grupo de baile de AmeriCup 2017. Fuerte el aplauso para ellos. El aplauso. Vamos todos. Vamos, 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 vamos. Vamos, 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 Bahía. Eso.
donde van a sortear un balón oficial, un balón Molten oficial y un reloj Tissot. ¿Sí? A todos los que tengan celular, los que tengan datos para poder pongan en cuenta.americup2017.com, participen de la encuesta y se pueden ganar un balón oficial y un reloj Tissot. Muchas gracias. Se viene el segundo tiempo. Canadá, Venezuela, ya.
We're back at the Bahía Blanca Stadium, where we're going into the second half of Canada and Venezuela. Canada leads 29-27. Carlos, on this first half, was anything of what you expected?
Well, yeah, I think that Venezuela played long possessions as they were supposed to. That Canada tried to force the tempo of the game, try to run. Venezuela didn't allow them to do that. But Venezuela shot themselves on the foot by taking longer possessions than they were used to. When there are 2 seconds on the shot clock and the ball is still in the hands of a big guy, a big man, maybe 20 feet from the basket, that's not a good possession. And they had like 3 or 4 of those at the middle and the end of the second quarter. And I think that ended up costing them. Nestor Garcia, in one of the last timeouts, was telling the big guy that they had to move. They had to move and they had to set screens for the perimeter players so that they don't end up taking ill-advised shots at the end of the possession. On the other hand, Canada got some offense in the second quarter by Joel Anthony. 7 points by Joel Anthony is a big plus because mostly the only big guy that usually scores for Canada is Nicholson. So Anthony giving them those 7 points was instrumental. It has been also Rattan Mays, Xavier Rattan Mays, with another good showing tonight after he had a good game last night against Argentina. Brady Heslip has been held in check by the Venezuelan defense, only 2 points in the first half. But Rattan Mays has been carrying the load for the Canadians.
Yeah, so far, I don't think any of the two teams has been able to establish what they wanted to do with the game.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Venezuela, even though they have the rhythm that they want, they should be more able to score, especially take better shots. No? You were mentioning off air that Gregory Vargas made a couple of layups going to his left that he should have made. But on the other hand, Canada knows that even if they win the game by 2 points, that doesn't do them any good at all because they will be eliminated from the tournament anyway. And so they need to push the pace and try to get a double-digit lead right away. They haven't been able to do so.
Oh, and a low score will at the end probably favor Venezuela. Because if they have more opportunities, they keep control of the ball. It's the way they play all the time. It's the way they control how they shoot. It's the way they keep the game in check until then their things start going their way. And Canada has tried to run, has tried to push, has tried to speed the game, but has not been able to score in those drives.
Exactly, that's right.
And we're almost ready to go for the third quarter. There we have for Venezuela, Anthony Perez, John Cox, Nestor Colmenares, Sidney Terol, and Gregory Vargas. For Canada, it's Pierre, Brady Hasley, Brayson Mays, Joel Anthony, and Nicholson. It's Cox, hands off to Gregory Vargas. Vargas to Colmenares, playing way outside his area of dominance. Colmenares goes inside, outside to Cox. Cox starts to go for the drive. Cox forcing it inside, slapped away. Cox turns around, takes the jump, but it's good.
Cox didn't score in the second quarter after scoring 12 points in the first quarter. So those are the first 2 points for Cox in more than 10 minutes.
Rathan Mays has Anthony Perez in front. Looking for Heslip. They don't get it to him. Rathan Mays starts to work by himself. Mays looks for the penetration and outside to Nicholson. Takes a short jump and it's good.
Nicholson has been a specialist shooting long and short jumpers. He's been making most of his damage from outside tonight.
When everything goes wrong inside, the ball's giving it outside to him.
Yes. It's a very, very similar situation that what they do with Windy Graterol for Venezuela, but he's been more effective than Graterol from there.
Cox takes off from three, nails the three-pointer from the top of the key. It's 32-31, Venezuela takes the lead back again.
So I guess that Cox likes odd quarters because he didn't do anything in the second quarter, but he's been scoring in the first, and now he starts scoring in the third.
Well, Anthony to work inside. Anthony inside, takes it outside to Nicholson from three-point range. Lets it go from three-point and misses. It's Gregory Vargas on the rebound. Vargas to the front court. Vargas all the way. Vargas takes it outside to Anthony Perez. To Gregory Vargas. Colmenares on the drive to Vargas. Hands it off to Graterol. Misses the left hand hook. Picked up by Gregory Vargas.
That extra pass by Vargas was very good, but Windy didn't know what to do with it.
Tries the penetration on the left side, gets blocked. Ball slapped out of bounds, and it's taken outside by Venezuela.
Yeah, that was a great block coming from the weak side by Nicholson.
And Nicholson is the lead shot blocker from Canada. That's an average of 2 block shots per game. Change by Canada. Hanlon is coming in and Anthony is going out. To Rathan Mays to the front court. Rathan Mays to Hanlon. And then to Rathan Mays, goes through the baseline, gets stopped. Has to go back outside. Great defense by Venezuela. To Nicholson. Nicholson, a jumper for 2 points.
That was wide open for Nicholson after Rathan Mays got the attention of 2 players that went with him and left Nicholson wide open.
Gregory Vargas, followed by Hanlon. Vargas goes to his right hand. Outside to Graterol, to Cox.
That's an illegal block on Windy Graterol. He was moving on the screen. He did it in front of the referee. Another turnover for Venezuela.
He turned around to try to create more space. There you go. See how he turns around and basically pushes the other player outside, and the referee was just there.
Exactly.
33-32. It's Canada's lead by 1. We're in the third quarter. Haslip takes a shot from three-point, misses a shot.
It hasn't been his night after having a great night against Argentina.
One of the red opportunities, they got the ball clean to him. Graterol from 3 points. Gregory Vargas. Vargas to Graterol. Graterol to work inside. Gets the ball taken off his hands. And the ball went hand to hand. And Anthony Perez was the last one. No, Cesar Garcia was the last one to touch the ball. It's Canada's possession.
Canada has been playing very good defense also. In that case, Graterol tried to post up against a smaller player, but they helped the smaller player and they used their hands very well.
And Vargas and Haslip are in a war inside to try Haslip to get off Vargas. Here, hands it off to Nicholson. Nicholson working against Graterol. Nicholson loses, picks it up again. 2 seconds to shot. The ball is cut off by Venezuela. It's Cox. Hands it off to Gregory Vargas. Drive all the way inside. The layup for Gregory Vargas.
Yeah, the good defense by Venezuela, giving them easy points on the fast break and transition opportunity. And now they take the lead again by 1.
34-33. Rathan Mays goes inside. Goes under, misses on the layup. It's taken up by Venezuela. Cox running for Venezuela to Cesar Garcia. Listening to Nestor Colmenares. Colmenares to Wendy Graterol on the drive through the middle. Great basket.
Yeah, nice cut to the basket by Graterol and great find by Cox.
36-33. Venezuela takes a 3-point lead. Nathan Mace outside to Pierre has a 3-point shot. Takes up and it's a tie game at 36. 5:31 to go.
It's a good game, competitive game, great defense.
Very good game.
Yeah,
we've seen very good games here in this tournament.
Exactly right. I haven't seen a bad one.
Last night we were 3-2 great games.
One went into overtime.
Yes, and the other one almost.
There's a foul on Nicholson, trying to be physical with Colmenares, but again, being too candid. I mean, trying to be physical right in front of the ref.
It's a third personal foul on Nicholson.
You see it? There's no question about the foul. One hand on his back, the left hand, and the other one just grabbing on his arm.
Nathan Mace is substituted by Canada. Gregory Vargas to inbound. Looking for the passes to Cesar Garcia. Garcia back to Colmenares. Colmenares to John Cox. Cox goes to work. Cox goes to fake. Yeah. A very difficult shot and was fouled on the shot attempt. Great fake.
Yeah, because the shot clock was going down also. Again, 5 or 4 seconds on the shot clock when Cox goes up like he's going to take a shot. No, it was a fake.
It's a replay,
yeah. And Hanlan just
once he was off the floor on the air, he had committed himself. It was an easy task for Cox to go for the foul. John Cox at the free throw line for Venezuela.
Again, John Cox averaging 19.5 per game in the first 2 games of this tournament.
Scores the first one. All for his second attempt. Cox being the lead scorer for Venezuela.
Shooting 89% from the free throw line, and he goes 1 for 2 in this possession.
It's Hanlon on the right hand side to Pierre. Pierre to work against Colmenares, works inside. Hanlon, great defense by Venezuela. Lateral came in to help. Hanlon picks it off on the left side. Hanlon goes to the baseline, hands it off to Nicholson, and a great inside basket by Nicholson.
Yeah, the pass was good. The move by Nicholson was even better to be able to get the ball up there against the defense.
38-37, 1-point advantage for Canada. They've been switching leads for the last few minutes. It's Gregory Vargas against Allen. Goes left, Vargas in the middle, takes it outside to Graterol from 3. Great 3-point shot, great outlet pass by Gregory Vargas.
Graterol was wide open, and now he was able to make good with it.
The ball's picked off by Venezuela. Colmenares all the way, Colmenares all the way. And he's fouled in the drive.
Yeah, that was a foul by Pierre. We didn't know that his teammate Nicholson was following Colmenares, and he was measuring him for a block, but Pierre didn't know that, so he committed the foul.
Colmenares had a little bit of problem trying to get the control of the basketball. I don't know if it's the right decision to foul or to let the player come from behind help you, because he was not in control of the ball.
Right, and Gregory Vargas was a little bit hurt here, but they are taking care of him. I think he's all right.
He's been taken out to work on him. There goes Gregory Vargas. Substitution for Venezuela as Guillen coming back in. Number 19 for Venezuela. So doing Nestor Colmenares at the free throw line for Venezuela, that right now leads by 42-38.
Not a great free throw shooter, Colmenares. He has never been. He's only shooting 65% from the free throw line in this tournament.
Last night, make one of the 2 free throws at the very end of the game.
That was very lucky.
That made Venezuela.
The second one was needed to tie the game, but he missed it, got the rebound, then he went up with the ball. The ball
was slapped out of his hand.
Yeah, he went to Gregory Vargas, who made the pass to Cox. Cox hit the three-pointer, and they end up beating the Virgin Islands.
First one's good for Nestor Colmenares. Colmenares has 5 rebounds in the game. Always been a very strong rebound in international competition.
Not that tall. He's only 2 meters, 6'7". He plays the center position, the strong forward position. He handles the ball if it needs to be handled. He's a very important player in the Venezuelan team.
41-38 when he misses the second one. Pierre. Left hand side now to Haslip with a 3-point. Didn't take a shot. Immediately Garcia picks him up. Looking for the screen from Anthony. It's double team. Anthony inside, picked up by Venezuela. Great Venezuelan defense. The two players, Colas and Haslip, and then they help him away to cut that pass. It's Guillen. Guillen working from 3-point. Very long shot. Rebound is by Canada. Anderson on the side to Pierre, takes a 3-point, misses. Anthony in the rebound. Anthony to Desira, goes from 3, in and out, rebounded by Anthony. Out to Haslip from 3 points, and misses also. The third miss in a row by Canada.
Yeah, they had a lot of chances there. Opportunities. Now Daniela drives pass. Another chance for Canada.
Desira from very long range, a 3-point shot. And we're tied at 41.
That was one chance too many. The Venezuelan defense, and the turnover gave the Canadians.
Colmenares. Back to Guillen.
You should attack Anthony.
Guillen inside to Colmenares. Colmenares, on the other hand, to Graterol from 3-point range. Graterol misses. It's Anthony in the rebound.
Very good box out by the rest of there. They didn't allow Colmenares to get to the offensive rebound.
Anderson by the middle. Hands it off to Pierre. The little jumper, it's good.
Now Canada takes the lead again. This is a seesaw game.
43-41, 2:10 to go. We are in the third quarter. Venezuela, Canada. Last night of AmeriCup 2017 here in Bahia Blanca, Argentina. John Cox, and there's a foul. And it's called on Direza.
Yeah, he was trying to force the action a little bit so that they would call a moving foul on Graterol, but he was the one that was pushing his man. Guillen is back out. Vargas is coming back into the game.
Burnatowski is coming in from Canada. Murphy Burnatowski, number 13. Vargas to inbound. Vargas to Miguel Ruiz. To Gregory Vargas, goes for the screen. And making Vargas outside to Graterol. Takes a look from 3-point. Nails it down from 3.
The second 3-pointer of the game. Both of them in this third quarter.
Has been getting good looks from outside.
Yes.
Here's Teresa to Joel Anthony. Anthony to Grady Haslip. Vargas has been very effective on stopping Haslip. Anderson. There's a foul call. And it's on Gregory Vargas. On Brady. On Direza.
Direza was setting a back screen for him, and he just pushed him to the floor in front of the ref. You'll see that.
Play.
Yep.
He ran into him.
He ran into him and pushed him, and then showed his arms to the referee like, I didn't do anything. So 3 fouls on Gregory. He's going to sit down again. Guillen is coming back into the game.
44-43, 1-point advantage for Venezuela. Anderson looks for Bernatowski's screen. Anderson takes a long jumper, and it's good. Was standing over the line. Yeah.
Yes. So that screen by Bernatowski was very, very good too. Bernatowski, I should say. Very good too, because he's opened some space and forced the big guy to guard a smaller player.
Great block by Canada. It's Haslip. Haslip hands it off to Raven Mays. The basket is good, and there is a foul.
So that's when Canada is at its best, when they are running the court and trying to force the action a little bit more before the Venezuelan defense can establish itself.
Yep. And they were quick getting back. Venezuela also got back, but he was able to get the shot.
Yeah, Venezuela is very good in defensive transition. That's why they cut fast break points for opponents. But Canada has to try to force the issue a little bit more, I think.
Free throw is good. Grayson May is able to convert. There's a personal foul.
That's right in front of the referee, Bernatowski. I mean, you want to play physical, but you have to be smart when you're playing physical. I think that the Canadians don't know how to play physical. They react to the physicality of the game in a way that you shouldn't do it because you are, getting into trouble, and now they are in the penalty, so Graterol is going to make them pay from the free throw line.
First shot off with Graterol is good. 11 points for Graterol in this game. Number 15 for Venezuela, Wendy Graterol.
Very valuable player for Venezuela because he can, as a big guy, he can move outside, take shots right to the basket, play defense.
Second shot is also good. He makes both of them. Rolls this into 2 points. 48 for Canada, 46 for Venezuela.
Both big guys for Venezuela are very versatile. Colmenares and Graterol.
Anderson. The front court for Canada to Haslip, to Anderson. Looking for Haslip, can't get it. Anderson. It was a slip there by Brethren Mays. Goes back to Brethren Mays, takes the three, the long jump, misses the rebound in the hands of Cesar Garcia for Venezuela. To Guillen. Guillen to Cox on the other side. Cox goes to work. Cox keeps going, keeps working Cox. Back to Garcia. Garcia from 3-point range, and he's fouled on the elbow by Brady Heslip.
On a 3-point attempt with the shot clock going down. Another big mistake defensively by Canada.
He's complaining about the call.
Yeah,
it was a pretty clear foul.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a repeat.
You lose a lot of credibility when you are arguing the clear ones.
Yeah. In the repeat, the replay was very clear that he hit it in the elbow.
And then on his face also.
Yeah. And it's Cesar Garcia to a free throw line, trying to tie the game. First one for Garcia, short, misses short. And this is, Venezuela has not been successful at the free throw line. Last night they shot about 50%. And on key opportunities they have missed, been known to miss at the free throw.
Well, they are only shooting 65% as a team from the free throw line. Canada is a good free throw shooting team. They have been shooting 82%.
The third one is good, and the game's tied again. We're tied at 48 with 19.9 seconds to go. Venezuela receives Anthony Perez.
Press.
Tries to pick up the defense. Yep.
1-2, 1-1. With press.
A lot of pressure in Rayson May. May goes all the way in. Makes a pass that it sees goes out of bounds, and it's going to be again Venezuela's possession. Taken out of bounds by Canada.
Yeah, it was kicked. They were trying to get the ball to Anthony, and it was kicked by a Venezuelan player.
Yeah, it's Canada's possession. Yeah.
So now
Luis Carrillo
is coming into the game for the first time. Colmenares is going to sit.
Want to save the foul, but Colmenares raised a foul, and it's by Carrillo on Joel Anthony.
Too early. I think that they wanted to give that foul, but they wanted to wait until the ball got in and then foul.
Sergio Hernandez, the head coach for the Argentinian national team. Passes to Anthony, to Rayson Mays, 9 seconds to go. Rayson Mays working against Anthony Perez. 3 seconds to go. It's Rayson Mays, 1 second to go. Takes up the shot. Great block by Miguel Ruiz. Puts a stop to the play, and finishing the third quarter, we are tied at 48.
Ahí va, eso. A ver si ayudamos con las palmas. Arriba, va, hey, hey.
back at the Bahia Blanca with the game title for the Carlos the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it looks bad for Canada. Even as I said, they can still win the game and save some face because they haven't won a game in this tournament. But it won't give them the opportunity to advance. They needed to win by 23 points in order to have that chance. Venezuela has their opportunity to advance to the Final Four in their hands.
Pierre to Raythan Mays. Raythan Mays back to Hanlon. Hanlon outside to Pierre. Pierre to Raythan Mays. Raythan Mays gets the ball out of his hands. Raythan Mays goes away, goes inside against Colmenares. Against the glass. Great penetration by Raythan Mays, and it gets fouled in the play.
Yeah, he took advantage of the switch because he knows that he's quicker than Colmenares, so he attacked the big guy and not only got the points but also a trip to the free throw line. Now, the third quarter of the game was the best scoring quarter for both teams. Venezuela won that quarter 21-19. It was a defensive battle in the first half, but both teams started getting a little bit more rhythm on offense in that third quarter.
He's the free throw also. It's 51-48. And Raythan Mays is a lead scorer for Team Canada with 15 points. Gregory Vargas to Miguel Ruiz, who had a spectacular block shot to end the third quarter. To Cesar Garcia from three-point range. He misses. The rebound is by Nicholson. Nicholson to Raythan Mays. Mays tries to O'Hannon, and there's a foul call on Anthony. Cesar Garcia.
Cesar Garcia, but he had lost the ball before the contact. So he was very lucky. He lost the ball before the contact. I was very lucky that the referee called that foul.
Yeah. Raythan Mays. Mays inside. Out to Pierre. Pierre tries to go to penetration. Can it back to Haslip. Haslip hands it off to Pierre. Pierre down under and gets lapped by Venezuela. Miguel Ruiz again got a hand on it.
Yeah, he read his intention very well and he went for the pass and stole it.
Guillén to Gregory Vargas to Cesar Garcia. Venezuela moving the ball around the perimeter. To Guillén, followed by Haslip. It's Guillén working at it. Guillén keeps working at it. Puts up a layup and misses the inside out, and Guillén was on the outside coming in and get called for the out of bounds. Canada's possession now with 8:45 to go. Leads by 3.
Cox and they're all coming back in the game. It was a short rest for both of them.
Well, this is new. The new modality that you use the 2 minutes between quarters, plus a minute and a half, so use 3 to 4 minutes to rest.
Exactly. That's a long rest that they can get.
It's Canada. Hanlon. Hanlon takes a jumper. It's good shot by Hanlon.
Now the 5-point lead for the Canadians.
8 minutes, 30 seconds. A lot of game still here to go. After this game, we'll have the Virgin Islands against Argentina. Graterol. Graterol to John Cox. Cox inside to Colmenares. Goes to work against Nicholson. Colmenares outside to Cox. Has the space. Takes a 3-point jump. Misses. Colmenares on the rebound to Graterol. Inside. Great rebound by Colmenares. And then a great look at Graterol driving to the basket.
Yeah, another floater for Graterol. We saw one of those last night by Windy Graterol, a big guy that can use the floater.
Raythan Mays. Mays looking for Haslip, and Venezuela has been really putting pressure all the time at Haslip. There is a penetration and the basket straight.
This guy is good. I mean, this guy, Xavier Raythan Mays, who came out of Florida State and has had a cup of coffee with the New York Knicks. He is a strong player, and when he has some space in the paint, he's gonna finish. He can drive right, he can drive left. He's very competitive.
Misses on the free throw. Raythan Mays, 18 points for him tonight. Colmenares on the drive, head stop outside to Cox, takes a long 3-point, misses the rebound. He's by Helen, taken away by Gregory Vargas. Picked up by Raythan Mays. Mays picks it up to the middle, taken away by Vargas. He never quit it on him and kept going. There's Gregory Vargas. Inside to Graterol on the drive, and there's no doubt about sportsmanship foul. And
Yeah.
Immediately called.
No doubt about this possible negative foul because he went with everything towards his head, not even looking for the ball. That's the steal by Vargas, and he's going to see the end of the play. Lateral attacking the basket, getting the pass from Vargas, and there is the foul by Hanlon.
Yep.
So it's two shots plus possession for the Venezuelans. Windy Graterol having himself a good offensive night with 14 points.
First 3 shots for Graterol. Short on the front of the rim.
Yeah, that's his first miss from the free throw line. He was 2 for 2 before that.
Graterol back at the free throw line. Great opportunity. Scores. Venezuela's possession. There's a substitution for Canada. It's Joel Anthony coming back in. Nicholson is going out. Garcia to Cox. To Windy Graterol. Has 15 points so far. Cesar Garcia. Hesley putting pressure. Oh, Gregorio Vargas in space. Wide open from 3.
Big confusion by the Canadian defense, and you cannot allow Gregorio Vargas so much space.
A great look and a lot of time to set up. Nathan May. Pierre to Haslett. Hanlon to Nathan May. May to Hanlon from 3 points. Takes a shot. Great shot.
Great screen by Hesley. Hesley set a flare screen. So Hanlon's man got stuck on the screen, and he was wide open to get the pass and score.
Inside to Graterol. Great block by Joel Anthony. Wendy Graterol outside to Gregorio Vargas. 8 seconds to go. Gregorio Vargas.
They don't go 3 seconds on Colmenares.
He was marked inside.
And a technical
foul on Nestor Garcia. I win the call. And the foul. Let's take a look.
Colmenares inside.
Colmenares stays inside.
He went out for a second. That was a bad call. That was a bad call. You know, the 3 second call is usually when somebody's taking advantage of a situation. And he was a little bit confused. Colmenares walking in and out, but he wasn't taking any advantage, and then he went out for a moment, came back in, and at that same time he was being called for 3 seconds.
Canada to put the ball in play. Inbound. He's asking to give some space. Inbound pass. He's to Nathan May. Nathan May has withstood every pressure that has been put by the Venezuelan team in handling the ball by Canada. There goes Nathan May. There's a foul call on the other side off the ball. The foul.
Garcia on Hesley. They have been going at it for a while now. That's the second team foul. But there are 14 fouls already for Venezuela.
Hesley is complaining to the referee, arguing that he's being constantly grabbed and pushed by the Venezuelan defenders.
And now he's coming out of the game.
Substitution.
Reza is coming in.
It's coming in for the Canadian team. Mason Mays. Mason Mays takes the time, takes a shot, and it's good. This guy's been putting up a great game tonight.
Yeah, and a great tournament after last night. I mean, the first game he didn't do that well against the Virgin Islands, but he played a very good game like tonight against Argentina.
Colmenares to Gregorio Vargas. Vargas on the penetration, goes all the way inside to the basket.
He wasn't going to be denied on that one.
Against heavy traffic inside.
Vargas now with 13 points in the game.
Pierre to Anthony. Anthony inside. Has to take the ball out, and it's fouled by Venezuela. A lot of pressure inside to Gregorio Vargas, and they call the foul. 2 shots for Joel Anthony.
Here, Nestor Garcia was asking for the 3 seconds. I think he has a point. If you call the 3 seconds on Colmenares, who's not taking any advantage there, and you allow the guy that gets the ball inside to pivot and get back and pivot and not get out of the 3-second area, he's taking an advantage of that situation. So Joel Anthony to the free throw line.
Their first one for Anthony and misses.
He has never been a good free throw shooter. He's not going to start being one now.
The big man for Canada. Lefty Joel Anthony. There goes the second shot, and he misses the second shot. It's Colmenares on the rebound. Colmenares to Gregory Vargas. Vargas in the front court for Venezuela. It's Vargas to the left, hands it off to Colmenares. Colmenares defended by Anthony. Outside to Vargas. Vargas has the space, takes the three, misses the rebound, tapped back by Colmenares. Happy in play for Venezuela. It's Gregory Vargas. Vargas to Graterol, almost loses it.
Yeah.
Picks it back up. That's Gregory Vargas. 50 seconds to go. Vargas took off a shot. It's not out by Canada.
Pierre with a great defense one-on-one against Vargas there.
Nathan May goes on the penetration and he trips, and the ref's call is a foul on Gregory Vargas. I'd love to see that replay, Carlos.
Yes.
Because I don't know if he tripped on Vargas or he tripped on his own foot.
Yeah, no, if Vargas made a move that commit that foul.
Yeah. That knee got in the middle, but I think he has lost his footage already.
So that's 5 fouls on Gregory Vargas. He's out of the game. So the last 4 minutes and 50 seconds, the responsibility of running the offense for Venezuela will fall on Guillen's hands. And Haisler Guillen, we know that he can do it. He was instrumental in their win 2 years ago, especially against Canada.
And with 4 minutes 50 seconds to go, Canada leading 60-56. There's a timeout called by Team Canada.
They got it. Next trip down the floor. Okay, next trip bringing it up. We're going to go chin, Husker for Joel. Set the Husker screen. Pop it if it's a switch. Then we can space it and attack the switch. Okay, got it? On the second free throw here. One possession. X, Olivier, Manny, Deshaun, Joel. 22, 23. One possession. Got it? Joel, you're in the middle. Deshaun, you're one wing. Manny, you're at the bottom. Olivier, X. We got to take away a high post look. 4 skips. Rebound and run. After that, we're back to our man. Got it? 22 to 23. Okay, chin Husker down this end.
We got 2 fouls to give, y'all. 2 fouls to give. Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Da, y después nos ponemos a presionar. Ojo, Néstor. Si Anthony quiere subir a hacer el pick, bombealo, y cuando no te quiere dejar, foul de ataque.
Well, Coach Rana is setting a play, the next offensive play, where they're going to set a screen on top to try to get some space, maybe to Rath and Mays to drive to the basket. And then he says that after these 2 free throws, he wants to go into a 2-2-1 press into a 2-3 zone for just 1 possession, for 1 play. On the other end, Coach Garcia was saying that we're going to start pressing, and at the same time he told the guy who's guarding Anthony, if Anthony wants to set a screen on top, push him, he's going to react to that, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
First one good, goes to the second one. Rathan Mays scores both of them. It's 22 points for him in the game. Canada leads up to 6, 60-56. Pass all the way under to
nice
and the foul by Hanlan. Good fake. And Anthony went flying by. Hanlan was coming behind and fouled him.
Yeah, Anthony was the protector, the guy who's back in the press, 2-2-1. So when Graterol got the lead pass, he went right away for the block shot. When you are playing against a shot blocker, you should give him a fake because he's going to react to that. That's exactly what Graterol did.
Graterol with a great offensive game tonight, has 15 points. First one in Graterol and misses the first one.
He went 1 for 2 the last time that he went to the free throw line. the best that he can do in this trip is another 1 for 2.
Windy Graterol trying to close in Venezuela. Down by 6, down by 5 now. 62-57, 4:40 to go in the final quarter.
So there's Anthony coming up to set the screen. And let's see if Graterol is going to push him like they are saying.
It's Raython Mays. Pressure by Cesar Garcia. Mays in the corner to Pierre from 3. Misses. Anthony in the rebound. Anthony outside to Hanlan from 3. Misses the 3. So Graterol slaps it into Guillen's hand. Venezuela through the middle. To John Cox. Cox heavily guarded by Hanlan. Hands off to Colmenares, back to Cox. Graterol to Cox again. Cox working the right hand side, takes off the 3-point shot and misses. It's a Canada 3-1 by Joel Anthony. Raython Mays. Mays to Pierre to Diriza. He misses and there is a ball goes outside. Let's see, the referees are calling it
for Venezuela.
Venezuela, yeah. The ref under the basket didn't have a view.
Exactly.
He was
so
asking for help.
He asked for some help and he got it from Benito. Marcos Benito, the Brazilian referee. 2 Brazilian referees in this game and 1 USA referee.
Guillen loses the handle. It's picked up by Canada. It's picked up by Hanlan. Goes all the way inside and good basket for Hanlan. And Venezuela has to call an immediate timeout. With the score 64 for Canada, 57 for Venezuela, and they're seeing this one slip off their hands.
Yeah, exactly. And not having Guillen is not having his best tournament. He came from an injury, some personal problems that he got to take care of. He didn't do preparation with them. And Gregory Vargas is now fouled out, and Guillen hasn't been up to the task. Let's listen to Néstor García.
Y empezamos a salir y a jugar. Terminó con pick and roll, o izquierda, de los dos lados. Izquierda o F. 7 puntos nada más.
Dale, let's go.
Pero tenemos que ser agresivos, hombre. Tenemos que ser atacar agresivo. Estamos dormidos, hay que ser agresivos. Dale. Vamos.
Well, Garcia wants some movement on offense. He's going to start use 2 different offenses that spread the court and then end up with a pick and roll. And at the same time, he says, listen, it's only 7 points. All what we have to do is be more aggressive. We need to be aggressive.
Yeah, he emphasized being aggressive on the offense. It's Venezuela's possession.
And they're going to show the 2-2-1 press again. With Joel Anthony being the protector. And Graterol hiding behind the defense.
And Brady Haslett came back to the game.
I'm sorry, Nicholson is the protector. Anthony's out of the game now.
Inbound pass to Guillen. To Cox. Cox to Colmenares. Colmenares to Garcia. Back to Guillen, followed by Haslett. Guillen goes for the screen for Graterol. To Garcia from 3-point alone. Great shot!
Yeah, that's a very important one for them. They didn't get much out of the possession, but Garcia had confidence in himself and took the shot, and now it's a 4-point game with 3 minutes to go.
64-60. It's Raython Mays in front of Garcia. Esta May goes to work on his back, takes a jump from the key, misses on the rebound in the hands of Néstor Colmenares. Colmenares to Cox, back to Garcia. Garcia starts inside the drive to Guillen. It's to Cox. Cox inside, takes a little jumper, and the 2-point shot good for Cox.
So 5 points in a row for Venezuela. They almost get the steal there on the inbound pass.
And the aggressiveness paying off so far, and Colmenares fouls Pierre.
And he did it right in front of the referee.
And was an unnecessary foul. Pierre had been having some problems in handling the basketball.
Yeah, but he got too eager there. He saw an opportunity to go for the steal, and he ended up committing the foul. Canada is in the bonus, and they still have 1 foul to give, which is very important at the end of the game.
The first shot's good, and Canada takes another 3-point advantage. Colmenares, on the other hand, has picked up 11 rebounds tonight. Second shot is also good. Scores both. 66-62. Colmenares in the front court.
He's talking pressure. They're pressuring man-to-man. And Venezuela was a little bit confused there. They were attacking like against the zone press.
Guillen working against Hanlon. Guillen keeps working, trying to go inside. Guillen keeps going inside. Very difficult shot, misses, but Colmenares got the rebound and dropped it in for a basket. It was quite a lucky play for Venezuela.
Yeah, it was.
Nathan Mays to Anthony. To Nicholson, misses the rebound. It's by Venezuela. Colmenares to Guillen, to Colmenares, to Garcia from three. He misses the three, the rebound by Nicholson.
That would have given Venezuela the lead, and it was a good, clean look by Garcia.
Heslip to Reza Mays. Reza Mays goes around the screen, goes to his left. In the penetration, takes it outside to Hanlon. Hanlon jump shot from the free throw line. Good basket.
Yeah, very good shot by Hanlon. He did not commit himself to the three-point shot. He just faked, got closer, and got a better look.
1:12 to go, 68-64. Nestor Colmenares to Guillen. Guillen tried to take a shot, couldn't. That's Guillen again. Guillen to Graterol from 3 points. He goes on the drive, inside, turns around, a little jumper, misses the rebound by Canada. 68-64, 53 seconds to go. Nathan Mays. Mays to Hanlon. Hanlon inside, goes for the penetration all the way inside, pulls a left against the glass.
Hanlon with 4 points in a row. Now the difference goes to 6 points, and Nestor Garcia is going to call for the timeout.
40.5 seconds to go. It's a 6-point lead, and Venezuela is getting very difficult now for Venezuela with such a short time to go.
Vas a caer allá en el medio, baja de ahí. Saco la bola, entra la bola, hay que sacar. Esta formación. Son rápidos. Néstor a César. César 3 puntos, no Heiler. Y no pass Windy. Keep moving. Windy con la bola y Heiler. Vení desde acá. Se le agarra Windy. Tiro rápido. Anoto. Impresión. Presiono a morir a llevármela. Dale, vamos.
Well, Coach Garcia was setting a play for a quick three-point shot, and as soon as he says, as soon as we make that one, we're going to press and we're going to go for the steal. If this result holds on, both teams will be eliminated from the tournament, no matter what happens in the next game between Virgin Island and Argentina. The best thing that could happen in case that for these teams, in case that Virgin Island loses to Argentina, is a 3-way tie, but the point differential favors the Virgin Islands heavily. So right now, Canada is eliminating Venezuela and eliminating itself from the tournament.
All the way in the drive, good basket by John Cox. 70-66, and there's a timeout being called by Canada with 33.5 seconds to go. Carlos, I'm waiting for another potential close game at the very end.
That's exactly right, and as Nestor was saying before, he's going to go for the full court press and go for the steal right away. So Coach Rana is going to set up his press offense.
Let's listen to the instructions.
X, Sean, breathe. Olivia, you're handling the ball. If we can pop it, down, sweetie, into the PHO line pin. Okay? We got lots of time on the clock, so we don't have to rush it. If that's denied, Deshaun, you're flashing, or you're cutting the heart off, the hand off, home comes with the brace. Got it? Hey, we're in 11, okay? We're making ball screens. If they snake it, we'll block it, okay? We're not letting it go strong hand. You gotta fucking clean it up.
Well, the set play, they're going to advance the ball to half court. And the set play is to try to break the press that they're anticipating in half court. Venezuela is going to try to go for the trap, try to go for the steal.
It's the reaction of Nestor Garcia.
He's a character.
Great coach.
A great coach and a great character too.
And he's done a great job with the Venezuelan program.
Definitely.
Hanlen into Nicholson, to Raisin Mays, to Hayslip, takes a three. He drops a three from nails out, one from three-point range.
That's the dagger right there.
73-66 from 27.1 seconds to go. And Hayslip hadn't been able to take a shot.
Good screen by Pierre. Garcia got stuck on that screen, and I think that's going to decide the game. It's a three-possession game with only 27 seconds to go, and Nestor Garcia is calling his last timeout.
Nada por Miguel. Yo puse volado. Taylor. Rápido. Taylor con el balón. John que se mete. Winnie en línea. Néstor Pick. César acá. Tiro rápido. Tiro rápido y corto con Pau. Vamos. Tiro rápido. Trato de robar y si no corto con foul. Quick foul.
Again, the play diagram by Nestor Garcia is very similar to the one that he diagrammed before. He's going to go for a three-point shot right away. And as soon as the ball goes in, he's going to try to go for one steal. And if he cannot steal the ball, they're going to foul right away.
27.1 seconds to go. John Cox to put the ball in play. It's a 7-point game. Cox. The inbound pass to Guillen. Guillen is to Graterol. Goes from a long three and misses. The rebound is in Venezuela's hands. Wrong pass by. Picked up by Cox. Cox to Guillen on the left side. Misses again. The rebound by Canada. It's Hayslip with 11 seconds to go. The foul by Cesar Garcia on Brady Hayslip.
Yeah, Hayslip, who hit the three-pointer a couple of seconds ago, and now he has a chance to go to the free throw line and have put this game in the safety box for the Canadians with 9 seconds to go. So it'll be
the first one's in for Hayslip.
It will be the Virgin Islands and Argentina advancing, and the only thing about the game that they're going to be playing, the importance of that game is that whoever wins the game between Argentina and the Virgin Islands will win the group. That's the big difference.
Colmenares all the way to the basket. The block by Joel Anthony. Anthony to raise an ace, and this one's over. Canada defeats Venezuela 75-66, but cannot advance due to the situation of the goal average and having lost the first game of the tournament by 12 points to the Virgin Islands.
They played very well against Argentina last night, but they lost. They played even better tonight, and they get away with a win, saving some face for the Canadians. A very good basketball program internationally. They haven't been at the top lately, but this team, the good thing about this team from Canada is that most of those players, if they don't play, most of them don't play in the NBA, college, or in the EuroLeague, will be able to play in the qualifying windows for the World Tournament China 2019. So that's a plus for Canada. They had some experience. They came to gain some experience, and they end up going home with a win.
And that last quarter, they won it. What's the quarter they won by the most points? They won by 9 points. The fourth quarter for Canada, 27-14. Victory for Team Canada, 75-66. There we have the statistics for the game from 2 points. Canada shot 41%, 53%. Venezuela 42 from 3 points. 30% for Canada, 26% for Venezuela. In the free throws, 63 and 71%.
On the other hand, even though Venezuela have a lot of players that are going to be able to play in those qualifying windows, they lose their most important factor, I think, which is their coach. Nestor Garcia will be coaching in Spain this coming season, Fuenlabrada. So it's going to be very difficult for him to take care of the Venezuelan national team. So they will have to look for a substitute for those qualifying windows.
Or it's great news for coaching in Latin America. It's a victory for that hard work that Nestor has put in his job for many years.
Yeah, it's great to be recognized as one of the top coaches in this part of the world and being recognized with a good job and getting a good job opportunity in Europe like Nestor Garcia got.
Well, Coach, we're going to take a break now. We'll be back in a few minutes with the Argentina Virgin Islands game to be the last for this step. 75-66, Canada defeats Venezuela.